Welcome, everybody. Hello, YouTubers. How are you guys? Welcome, welcome, welcome. Adjust my light. And camera's okay, I think. I'm trying to, you know me every day with the camera. A little bit more. Maybe. Good enough. Good enough. Hello, guys. Welcome, Mike, Jerry, and Ann in particular, subscribers. Everybody else, welcome too. Let me get TikTok rolling. TikTok's actually ready to rock and roll here. Go. Yeah, TikTok's already ready. All right. One moment. One moment here. All right. Hey, Jennifer. All right. TikTok. Boom and boom. Boom. All right. TikTok is rolling. All right. Welcome all. Hey, Jason. Hello, Alan on TikTok. Good to see you. Oh, boy. Welcome all. How are we doing today? No sound? All right, TikTok, let me try this again. It always gets where I always have to unplug, replug. All right, TikTok, how's the sound now? Thank you, John S., for the gift. Hopefully you can hear me. Yes, sound now. Okay. TikTok does that. I've got to like unplug my mic and plug it back in, or it doesn't work. I don't know. I can't figure out why. Thank you, Carol. So welcome, everybody. TikTok and YouTube. Good evening, Jens. Anybody from Denmark here so we can apologize to them today? God. Hey, Super Hornet. Hey, Carol. I sound far away. Is that to Shady Lady or to everybody? If it's to everybody, then the connection's being weird. If it's to Shady Lady, then it's just your connection. Thank you, Naisha. Thank you, Catherine. Well, it shouldn't have to turn it up a little. I just did, but it shouldn't have to because TikTok, usually it works okay. Thank you, user 336. Thank you, Naisha. All right. Weird. I don't know why it's sounding distance. It shouldn't. Weird. Yeah. No, it's not low. That's the problem is I don't want to screw it up by going higher because it's not low. There, I'm turning it up a little bit, but my only concern now is I don't want YouTube. Well, no, YouTube won't be a problem anyway. That's true. YouTube, this mic doesn't work on YouTube anyway. So sounds horrible. Sounds good. All right. Actually, that's a good point. Is the mic even working at all? Is the mic even working at all, or is the mic not working? If I'm talking like this, if the mic is working, then you wouldn't hear me as well. Now you would. So the mic is working. Okay. Well, best we can do, kiddos. Sometimes, although I could always unplug it and plug it in one more time. It's working fine. Okay. Leave it alone. All right. We'll leave it alone. Anyway, welcome, everybody. Thank you for joining us today. Thank you, running. John Aravosis here. We've got Ukraine news, world news, American news, Donald Trump news. We know how much our trolls love when we talk about Trump. Well, Trump had a very trolly day. It's kind of funny. Trump isn't even president yet, and he's already become the laughing stock of the world. Again, big surprise. So, yeah. Well, a couple different things, actually. So the big story in America today, other than Trump threatening war with the world, which is actually kind of funny. Thank you, Gabs. Thanks, Elizabeth. We'll say why in a minute. Is President Carter's funeral. Our president back in the 1970s, Jimmy Carter, died recently at age 100. His funeral has been happening for a few days now. He's in Washington today. They brought his coffin up, or the casket or whatever, up Pennsylvania Avenue, pulled on by horses on the same caisson or whatever that in other words, the same like big black thing that pulls the coffin that I believe Abraham Lincoln, possibly Kennedy, some others were on. So it has a full of tradition. Thank you, Mrs. Toad. Actually, small little point for anybody out there, whoever visits the U.S. Capitol. If you go to the U.S. Capitol building, at least when I worked there, which is before the insurrection, if you were with a staffer, you could go downstairs and get a look at the actual caisson itself, the one that goes all the way back to Abraham Lincoln. It's in the Capitol building on display, but it's in a room downstairs that nobody knows it's there. So staffers know, and it was kind of cool because you could go check it out. So anyway, kind of a cool thing to go check out if you're ever in the U.S. Capitol and you've got a tour who can like take you down there to see, because it is kind of a neat thing. So Donald Trump, kind of being a pathetic embarrassment today. Trump. Now, I do have to say, it makes me laugh a little bit because the next 4 years are going to be spent with basically talking about how much Trump has lied to the American people and why people believed in him. What a surprise. Thank you, Red. Donald Trump, catafalque, maybe. I think we call it a caisson as well, but catafalque. The good word, though, Jens. I'm surprised you know that word. Thank you, Blue Ariel, for the gift. Thank you, Red. Thank you, Aviation. So, yeah, Donald Trump lies. I mean, this is a reoccurring theme in Donald Trump's adult life as president. The Washington Post found that Trump lied 30,000 times when he was president, and he lied a lot coming in. And Trump promised he was going to be the president to end all war. And he's now talking about multiple wars. Today, he said that he would not preclude going to war with Denmark and Panama to basically steal the Panama Canal and to steal Greenland away from Denmark. And Trump literally today, he was asking, he goes, would you at least say you're not going to use violence? I'm not going to say that. I might. Thank you, Lori, for the gift. Thank you, Rose, PG. So yeah, that was kind of fun. Yeah, so Trump's basically threatening war with a NATO ally. I mean, what do you want me to say? You know, are we surprised? No. Right? He already threatened Canada. Oh, he did. The one good thing for you Canadians out there, he did say today that he's not going to go to war with Canada. He's going to basically use economic pressure to crush you, for you to become an American state. But he's not going to go to war, at least. But he will consider going to war with Denmark and with Panama. Lovely, just lovely. Yeah, really lovely guy. Well, Trump has the power to declare war, incognito. The war power is kind of meaningless for Congress. Congress has the power. The United States Senate officially declares war. Meaningless. The president is in charge of the armed forces. The president says attack, and the armed forces attack. That's how it works. In any case, yeah. So this is who he is. Hello, right? No, actually, it is kind of funny on multiple levels here, because as I said, Trump ran and claimed he was, anti-war, right? He was going to end all the wars. He's now threatened war with Mexico. He's threatened war with Panama. He's threatened war with Denmark. What a surprise. We now have more wars on the horizon in any recent memory of the Americas. What a surprise. Oh, almost as if somebody only warned you. Thank you, Bjorn. Had somebody only warned the voters, the American voters, that Donald Trump was a liar. Well. Yeah. So what else did Trump do today? Trump defended Vladimir Putin today. How was that for fun? Thank you, Martin. Trump defended Putin today, talking about Ukraine. He blamed America, as Trump does, blame America first. That's what I always say about Trump. He blamed America for the war in Ukraine, and he basically said it was justified for Russia to invade. I want to read you what he said, and then we're going to talk about it, because it was really scary. Trump got his facts wrong, but more important than getting his facts wrong, thank you, Mark Thomas, thank you, Randy, he was repeating Russian talking points. Donald Trump fully embraced Vladimir Putin's message on Ukraine. That is very scary for an American president to do. Thank you, Randy. Thank you, Mark. Very dangerous as well. Here's what Trump said. Russia for many years said, hold on. If we're going to do this, since I've got my hair here. Oh, where's my hair go? Here's my hair. Here we go. Russia for many years said you could never have NATO involved with Ukraine. That's been written in stone. And Biden said, no, they should be able to join Ukraine. Then Russia has somebody right on their doorstep. I could understand their feelings about that. And he went on. Trump claimed falsely that the war in Ukraine started when Biden was president. No, the war in Ukraine started in 2014. First mistake Trump made. Okay? He claimed the war in Ukraine started when Biden was president. It did not. Putin did not invade. I mean, literally, Trump's problem is he doesn't know much about anything. So when he tries to talk about topics, he screws it up, right? He just screws it up. So he claimed thank you, Hope, that the reason Putin invaded Ukraine is because President Biden said it's time for Ukraine to join NATO. The problem is President Biden didn't exist in 2014 when Putin invaded Ukraine, right? Biden wasn't president for 6 more years. It was 6 years early. So Trump got that one wrong. He claimed that, again, also he claimed that Putin invaded Ukraine because the U.S. said it's time for Ukraine to join NATO. That never happened. Ukraine tried to join NATO, thank you, Hannah, thank you, Hope, in 2008. In 2008, okay? Ukraine asked to join NATO, and NATO said no, right? It was the French and the Germans said no, and they blocked it. Ukraine's been trying to join NATO for now it's been 16, 17 years they've been trying to join, and NATO has basically told Ukraine to go F itself, okay? So that's a lie. Not only was it not Biden, thank you, Jeremy, it wasn't NATO. It wasn't that NATO said, oh, Ukraine, come join us. If anything, using that argument, Russia would have never invaded because NATO told Ukraine to go take a hike. So that doesn't make sense. He also said that he could understand Putin's feelings about it, about why Putin invaded. What a horrible thing to say. What just a horrible thing to say. Why did Putin invade Ukraine? Couple reasons. The main one, because Putin wanted to reconstitute the Soviet Union. He invaded Ukraine because he wanted to steal Ukraine. He wanted to take their land and make it Russia. That's why. Oh, TCNK from Denmark. Hello, I apologize. On behalf of our country, I apologize. Or at least the half of the country that didn't vote for Trump. I'm sorry. We're idiots. It just, what bothers me about Trump's comments about Ukraine today, multiple things. One, he got the history wrong. Two, thank you, Courtney, he got it wrong in a way that, of course, Trump's instinct was to blame America first and defend America's enemies. Trump's instinct was to defend Russia and defend Putin, right? His instinct was to attack America and blame America because that's what he does. Putin, we were saying, Putin invaded Ukraine because he wanted to expand Russia. He wanted to reconstitute the USSR, the Soviet Union. Now, not the Soviet Union in terms of communism necessarily, but Putin wants the Soviet Union, thank you, Incognito, in terms of the concept that Russia has a large number of satellite countries on its border that it controls. Russia controlled half of Europe after World War II for almost 50 years. Thank you, Incognito. Russia controlled 14 other countries that they held hostage as part of the Soviet Union. Ukraine was one of them. Russia wants the hostages back. That's what's going on. They want the hostages back in Europe, and they want the hostages back on their borders, which are also Europe, depending on which border. That's what's going on. That's why Russia invaded Ukraine. But, again, this is Donald Trump. What a surprise. Trump also said today that he wants to change the name of the Gulf of Mexico to the Gulf of America. Now, the Gulf of Mexico is a body of water. Anybody who doesn't know their geography, I don't know. It's possible some of you not from America don't know your geography of the Americas, but it is the body of water right on. I don't have my America map in front of me. It's the body of water. I've got my T-shirt hidden inside. The body of water right south of the U.S., it's the body of water on Florida, Louisiana, Texas, and Mexico. That Gulf, it's the Gulf of Mexico. Trump says he wants to call it the Gulf of America. Now, one thing that I will say, Trump is very good. Thank you, Annette, for the gifts. Trump is very good at marketing. He picks things, but he does, though. He picks things that if you're not informed, you go, yay, right? Why not name the body of water Gulf of America? That'd be kind of cool, right? Why not take Greenland and make it America? Why not take Canada and make it America? Wouldn't that be cool, right? Thank you, Jorge. Trump knows how to push people's buttons in a bad way and a good way, right? He knows how to get people excited. I would also say in a crazy sense, there's almost a vision to him. His vision is very thin. It's not very intelligent, but he does come up with these ideas of, right, let's build a wall with Mexico, right? Let's take Greenland and make it the 51st state. Now let's take Canada and make it a state too, right? I think his people also talked about grabbing part of Mexico. But I mean, think about it. But there is something very visionary about it. I mean, it's crazy, it's stupid, it's warmongering and other things. But there's a vision to it that I will give him credit for. And I think Democrats and other people need a vision for America's future too. I don't think people have much of a vision for America's future. I don't think either party does. Thank you, Diana. Neither party really does, meaning like, where is America in 20 years, in 30 years, in 40 years? I think the Chinese have that vision for the future. I don't know that we have that vision. Thank you, Annette. Like where we want to be. I think we have the vision for like Democrats for the immediate stuff, like let's help the poor, let's let more immigrants in or whatever, right? There's this like immediate vision. There isn't this, where should America be in 20 years, in 50 years, in 100 years? And Trump doesn't really have that vision, but he's got at least some. Even though his vision is typically wrong and anti-American and in cases like this, pro-Russia, right? But there's a vision there, and I think that works for him. So even like the Greenland thing, his people are like, yay! It's pretty screwed up. It's just a little screwed up. Anyway, Biden administration. So let's talk about Ukraine. Thank you, Mrs. Toad. Yep. And I was just going to say, thank you, Amanda, for mentioning it. Please do keep the gifts coming, guys. I do this for free. I do it full time. Your gifts help pay the bills. So please do keep them coming. TikTok and YouTube both. Memberships are nice. Subscriptions. Also, you can go to the links in my bio on TikTok or the link in the description of my show today. And you can go to Linktree. You can find my PayPal, hello. Oh, thank you. Thank you, Christina. We loved it. Oh, I keep forgetting. There's a dragon thing that when I turn my head sideways on TikTok, it spits fire, which we only learned in the last week, which was very cool. So if you see me do weird little facial things, YouTube, that's what I'm doing. Yeah, the price of eggs and groceries, that was a whole other thing. Trump is now saying, you know what? It might be difficult to lower prices. He promised during the campaign he was going to lower prices. Now he's saying, going to be hard. Oh, I'm sorry. Yeah, it's going to be hard. Thank you, PC. No. What do? Anyway, Associated Press says the Biden administration is set to announce a massive aid package for Ukraine, pretty much the last aid package they can do before the Trump people take over. The officials did not provide an exact dollar amount, but said the package was expected to be substantial. This is according to the Associated Press, although it would not include all of the roughly $4 billion left in monies because the Biden administration wants to leave some of the money for the Trump people to give. I mean, okay, wait, let me read this again because this makes no sense. This is so Biden. He's such a bad president. I'm sorry, but in many ways, he's a very bad president. Listen to this. Associated Press. The Biden administration officials did not provide an exact dollar amount for the aid package to Ukraine that's coming, but said the package was expected to be substantial, although it would not include all of the roughly $4 billion left in the congressionally authorized funding for Ukraine. So $4 billion is left, and it is not going to include all that money. It's only going to include part of it. Now, why? And this is interesting. Remember how I told you that one of the best ways to tell when somebody's lying to you is they keep changing the excuse they're giving you for why they're not doing something or why they did something. And the excuse changes again and again and again. And how Biden is always, remember, they couldn't give all the aid to Ukraine. Remember? Thank you, Kronos. Remember how they told us, 3 weeks ago? Oh, there's a lot of aid in the pipeline we just can't give to Ukraine because we can't afford to give those weapons away. We need to defend ourselves. The Biden people said, remember? The White House said that. I mean, that was literally their line 2 or 3 weeks ago. They said, oh, we can't give Ukraine all the aid because we just don't have enough weapons to defend ourselves. We gave them everything we've got. That was the line and the lie 2 to 3 weeks ago. Today, they said, we're not giving all the money. And this excuse is really idiotic. We're not giving Ukraine all the money. There would likely be more than a couple of $1 billion. Okay, guys, there's $4 billion left. 4. There's going to be at least $2 billion, more than $2 billion that they're not going to give Ukraine. So half of it they're not giving Ukraine, not because we need the weapons, but listen to this. They want to leave it for the incoming Trump defense team to provide to Ukraine if they so choose. First of all, That's a lie. I mean, something's a lie. They told us 2 weeks ago they couldn't give all the $4 billion because we couldn't afford to give away those weapons. We didn't have enough weapons. Now they're telling us, oh, we can give the weapons. We just want to leave something for the Trump people to give. Why the hell would you want to leave something for the Trump people to give? Why? I mean, why? Right? I mean, somebody's starving on the street, and instead of giving them money, you say, you know what? I want to give you enough money to stop you from starving for a while, but I'd rather give you half the money. And I've got a new neighbor moving in a couple weeks. The new neighbor said he doesn't want to give you any money, but I'd rather save a little of the money to give him in case he wants to give you some. Do you know what I mean? Like, why would you want to save? Think in real life. Why would you want to save the money for Trump, who said he doesn't want to give the money? Why would you do that? I mean, what? No, let me tell you why. Again, it's utter bullshit from the Biden people. Because if Donald, mind you, I guarantee you this is their logic, and it's the most idiotic logic. What if Donald Trump comes in and Donald Trump decides, I want to use aid for Ukraine to leverage Russia into coming to the table so that I need money I can give Ukraine? And if I can, and therefore I need $2 billion that I can say, Russia, if you don't give in and, I don't know, get down on your knees and say, I'm sorry to Ukraine, I'm going to give this $2 billion to Ukraine. In what pot? First of all, Russia doesn't care, right? Biden's been giving $100 billion to Ukraine. Russia didn't go, oh my God, you're giving $100 billion. I guess we're gonna quit, right? So Russia's not gonna quit over $2 billion. Thank you, Randy. But also, Trump's made clear he doesn't want to give money to Ukraine. Why are you leaving money for Trump? Why not just give Ukraine the money? I mean, wouldn't it be better for Ukraine to get the weapons now than to maybe get the weapons in a month or 2 or 3 or 4? I mean, even from that perspective, right? It's the same weapons. I mean, it's literally the same weapons. Why don't we just give them the weapons now? He's so bad. I'm sorry, but this is why I didn't get invited to any White House Christmas parties, because I'm too honest about this. Obviously, Biden's better than Trump, but God, he's bad in so many ways at the same time. Boggles my mind. Absolutely boggles my mind. I just can't. I just can't. He wants to leave the money for Trump. That's sweet. Isn't that sweet? Oh, God. Ukraine hit Russia's infantry brigade command post in the Kursk region. Kursk is the region. Thank you, Randy Fred, for the multiple gifts. Kursk is the region that the Ukrainians have been occupying on the Russians and within Russia, which is good. There was also a really interesting story of a Ukrainian F-16 pilot doing real damage, shooting down interesting, huh? Shooting down the 6 Russian cruise missiles a couple weeks ago. I think it was December 13th. Let me read this to you. It was really interesting. The pilot said that this is from the Kyiv Independent, many sources, but Kyiv Independent wrote up the summary. The aviator said he approached a group of cruise missiles and, despite their electronic warfare countermeasures, managed to lock onto targets. The F-16 reportedly shot down 1 pair of Russian projectiles with medium-range missiles and then another pair, so 4 total, with short-range missiles. So he's hit 4 now of the 6. Without missiles and low on fuel, the pilot was then recalled from the area, but spotted another missile heading towards Kyiv. He moved to intercept it and opened fire from his aircraft cannon against the missile, which was flying over 650 kilometers per hour, maybe 400 miles an hour or so, a difficult and risky maneuver. A few bursts. Oh, thank you, Dawn. I forgot we have those F-15. That's a very nice gift, too. Thank you, Dawn. I forgot we have the F-16 gifts. A few bursts from the cannon. Thank you, Mikey. And an explosion. Then another one. A secondary detonation, I thought. But as it turned out, there were 2 missiles. So the pilot was low on weapons, low on fuel. That was a very nice gift. Thank you, Don. Was low on fuel and decided to go after the incoming missiles anyway and got 2 more. 6 cruise missiles shot down with American F-16s. And remember how the Biden people were saying, oh, the F-16s will make a difference. It looks like they did make a difference. Isn't that nice? So Tell that to the people who the 6 cruise missiles would have hit in Ukraine, right? Anyway, thank you, Mikey, for the gift. Kursk. No, not yet Kursk. Oh, this was wild. This is wild. So today is Orthodox Christmas. It's not my Christmas. I'm Orthodox, but we live in America, so we celebrate December 25th, just like the Ukrainians do now. The Ukrainians changed their Christmas from January 7th to December 25th to basically to the Russians. I want to read you this story because it says so much about Russia and the Russian church, especially. The Russian church, by the way, historically has been in cahoots with the government. The Russian Orthodox Church was in cahoots with the KGB and with the Soviets, basically working for them. And the Russian church today works for Putin and his military machine. I want you to listen. Okay, and especially, and I mean, I say this like, I'm Orthodox. I don't go to church anymore that much, really. Thank you, Lamb Chop. But I've been to church a lot. Our sermons in church, when the priest gets up there and talks to the crowd, they're very nice. They're very wholesome. They're not about crazy, they're not about abortion. They're not about like homosexuality. They're not about political issues. They're about loving thy neighbor. They're always about loving thy neighbor and being a good human being, okay? Listen to what the leader of the Russian church did in Christmas Mass over the last day, okay? The leader of the Russian Orthodox Church, Russian Patriarch Kirill, blasted the West during Orthodox Christmas celebrations. He said the West represents an alternative path. Oh, no. He blamed the West for hating Russia because Russia represents an alternative path of civilizational development. It's Christmas. It's the birth of Jesus. Maybe, just maybe, you shouldn't be spending Christmas message in church talking about why you hate people, right? Why you hate the West. I mean, all right, people are still having mic issues on TikTok. Is everybody else going okay on TikTok? I know YouTube is okay. Yeah, Mike. Okay, so Mike is fine. Yeah, so any of you guys having mic problems, go out and come back. Yeah, the mic is fine. It's also possible that the people are trolls too, by the way, at this point. It's possible these are some of the trolls. So the mic is fine. Anybody else complaining about the mic, leave and come back, or you're going to get silenced. So careful. So, yeah, the Russian leader of the church took the Christmas Mass, the Christmas service, to talk about basically why he hates the West and blaming us for attacking Russia and basically defending Putin. I mean, it's like, it boggles the mind, but it really doesn't boggle the mind, because this is what they do. But I love that. Russia represents an alternative path of civilizational development. Really? Really? Okay. Okay. Okie dokie. I'm trying to be nice here. Russia, an alternative path of, how about just development, period? I mean, there's really only one way to define development. Russia is not as developed of a country. It's not. 23% of Russians don't have running water. They don't have indoor plumbing. 99.9% of Americans have indoor plumbing. What's also interesting about Russia, actually, I say this seriously. If you look at Russia and you look at the surveys, you look at the studies, they're not a very religious people, which is what's very interesting too. The Ukrainians, much more religious than the Russians. Guess who's even more religious? Americans. Americans are like crazy religious. Very, very, very religious. Russians, not at all. And it's funny how Putin and the Russian church have played this whole thing of like, they're the actual civilized country. They're the religious country. And it's like, not so much. Trump. Oh yeah, I forgot to mention this. So Trump also today, this is not related to Ukraine, but it's important. Trump also today criticized Biden on the withdrawal from Afghanistan. This one's interesting because this is something that Democrats suck at messaging. I've talked about this before. They're terrible at messaging. And this is one of the points where it kind of blows my mind how bad Democrats are. Donald Trump is single-handedly responsible for the disaster in Afghanistan. When the U.S. pulled out of Afghanistan and everything fell apart, right? The country blew up. Donald Trump caused it. You never hear Democrats say this. Joe Biden pulled out troops from Afghanistan when he became president. Because Donald Trump struck a deal with the Taliban, requiring those troops to be withdrawn. That's why Biden removed them. You don't hear about that. You don't hear that 2/3 of American troops were withdrawn in the months before Biden became president. The last third were there. The last like 6,000 troops were there. Trump had already pulled out like 10,000 of them. There were 6,000 left, and those are the troops Biden removed. Trump had already removed 2/3 of our troops because Trump had reached a deal with the Taliban that said, remove our troops. Trump also, by the way, released 5,000 Taliban terrorists from prison. 5,000, okay? But put that aside for a minute, okay? We get to Afghanistan. Biden continues to withdraw U.S. troops per the Trump agreement. And my favorite point here, and you can Google and find it for yourself, April of 2021, Biden has been president now for 3 months. He has delayed the withdrawal of U.S. troops. Trump already withdrew 2/3 of the troops. 1/3 remain, 5,000 or 6,000. Most of them are helping defend, I think, like the air base and the U.S. embassy in the area around Kabul, the capital. And Biden is now slow walking the withdrawal. U.S. troops are supposed to be withdrawn, I think, possibly as early as May. Like in the next month, they're supposed to be all gone. Okay? Biden went slow because he was worried. So Biden slowed down the withdrawal of the last third of U.S. troops that Trump left him. April, and you can Google this. I've Googled it. I remembered it, but I Googled it. April of 2021, Trump goes public. He's concerned that Biden is going too slow in withdrawing troops from Afghanistan because it was Trump's little baby. It was Trump's little deal that got the U.S. to pull out of Afghanistan. So Trump was upset that Biden was undercutting his deal and going too slow in withdrawing U.S. troops from Afghanistan. And Trump publicly, and he tried to be diplomatic about it, he like praised Biden and said, but you got to keep the deal. The deal is we leave in the next month. You're going a little slow. Don't go slow. Pull out all the troops. Biden was worried that Trump's deal was too fast, and he dragged it out for 3 or 4 more months until September. And by the time Biden did pull out all the troops, it was a disaster. We shouldn't have withdrawn the troops at all. Arguing we shouldn't have. It was very complicated at that point because Trump already struck the deal. But that's what happened in Afghanistan. Donald Trump struck a bad deal with the Taliban. Donald Trump withdrew U.S. troops. Donald Trump then pressured Joe Biden to continue the Trump withdrawal of troops. Biden went much more slowly than Trump. Trump criticized Biden publicly for going slowly. Google it. It's in the newspapers. You will see it. April of 2021, Google it. You will see Trump criticizing. Well, again, it was a criticism, but it was more of an urging. The deal says you have to leave in the next month. Keep going. And then the Republicans blame it on Biden. And Trump had the nerve today to talk about the Biden withdrawal from Afghanistan and how it gave Putin the incentive to invade Ukraine. Democrats should have been saying for 4 years now, Democrats should have been saying the Trump withdrawal from Afghanistan helped embolden Putin to invade Ukraine. Democrats don't want to win. They don't want to win. But it still boggles my mind. And Trump just, again, it was literally Trump's withdrawal. As I said, by the way, too, do you think if a Democratic president had released 5,000 Taliban prisoners, the Republicans would have let a Democrat get away with that? No, I mentioned it. Probably the first time some of you have even heard about this. Google it. You'll see I'm telling you the truth. Trump released 5,000 Taliban prisoners as part of the deal to pull out of Afghanistan. If a Democratic president had done that, the Republicans would have spent the last 4 years accusing Democrats of supporting terrorism, of releasing 5,000 terrorists, right? Democrats don't want, not just they don't want to be nasty to win. I don't know anymore. Again, I'm hoping my friend Ben Wickler becomes the Democratic Party chair because Ben's really good, but he's still going to have a hard time because there is just something wrong with this party. They do not want a message. I think to some degree they're not mean enough. I think that's part of it. Republicans are mean. Democrats are not. I was a Republican, and I think I've got the mean gene in me. I always said when I had my political blog that, 3 of the top really messengers in the blogosphere that were like the most effective were me, Marcos Mulitsas, and Ariana Huffington, because we were the 3 who used to be Republicans. So we knew how to hit hard. And I think too many Democrats are like, kumbaya, my lord, hug the goat, kumbaya, right? Like la, 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 la. And Republicans just like, boom, they know how to hit hard. Drives me crazy. Absolutely drives me crazy. Thank you, Jetta, for the gift. Keep the gifts coming, guys. Interesting. Your nephew was a Danish soldier in Afghanistan twice. Wow. Wow. Thank you, by the way, for helping out there. But geez, wow. What else we got here? This was kind of fun today. So I will give Biden credit for this. Thank you, Joshua. The U.S. today sanctioned a top Orban ally, Viktor Orban, who is the leader in. I'm doing the fire dragon thing on TikTok. I love that. Thank you. Who did the dragon there? Annie. Thank you, Annie. Thank you, Hope, as well, and Joshua for the gifts. Joshua for more gifts. So the U.S. used the Magnitsky Act to put sanctions on one of Orban's top allies. Orban's the wannabe dictator of Hungary. So that was pretty cool. The Magnitsky Act targets individuals involved in serious human rights abuses and corruption. So very cool. Thank you, Kathy. Trump will overturn it, but it'll still be 2 weeks of fun. And the guy now has this on his record, which is good. The ally is Antal Rogan. Antal Rogan. I am not really up on Hungarian politics to that degree to know the guy's name, but apparently he's very close to Orban. He might be in the Ben Wickler is from Wisconsin. He is. I knew Ben from when he worked here in Washington. I think he was I forget if Ben was running Move On at the time or what he was doing. But Ben was we love Ben. Very good guy. What else we got here? Oh, the Brits, the Baltics, and the Nordic countries are going to step up undersea monitoring among the cable damage that the Russians have been doing. So that's good. What else we got here? So the last little thing I've got is a poll, which is interesting. Some 52% of Ukrainians trust President Zelensky, a drop by 7 percentage points from October. So just in the last 3 months, it's dropped from 59% to 52%. Thank you, Maddie. Thank you, Spectrum. Whatever that means for Zelensky going forward, I don't know. I don't really know. I'd be curious. Any Ukrainians with us? I mean, I know for a while now, Ukrainians have been telling us that Zelensky's popularity has been, like even Vlad talks about him. It's kind of like, that Zelensky's popularity has been iffy. But I don't know kind of what Ukrainians say now. Misha spent all day rabbit and squirrel hunting with my wife. Okay. A very Ohio thing to do, I guess, depending where you lived. Squirrel hunting, though. Wow. That's very rural American. Thank you, Annie. Squirrel hunting. Rabbit, but squirrels. I always think of the, Beverly Hillbillies eating squirrels. Do people eat squirrels regularly? I know like rabbits they do. He was wabbit hunting. Killed a wabbit, killed a wabbit. Misha is our newly bred American. So he's off hunting squirrels. Eating squirrels, yeah. I've heard of people eating squirrels. I didn't know they still hunt squirrels. Delicious? Others are saying squirrel is not the best to eat. Your great-grandpa did, well, yeah, exactly. Your great-grandpa ate squirrels in 1930s Mississippi. Yeah. My grandfather or my mom's father or grandfather used to catch birds in Greece. She would, here we go. We're doing the flame again, the dragon flame on TikTok. Think Adventures. But yeah, my mom used to tell me how her grandfather, I think it was her grandfather, I don't think it was her father, would put in Greece like a big stone, lift the stone, put a stick like under the stone, tie a string to the stick, and then put some food under the stone. And he'd wait for the birds to come and eat the food, and then he'd yank the stick. The stone would fall on the bird, and then he'd clean the bird and cook it up. And she said she goes, it was really cute. Like he'd make a little meal out of it because he loved his little birds. And she goes, I always remembered that. We were always like, ew. I used to hunt squirrels and rabbit in Russia as well. Interesting. Rabbit, I'm just not familiar with squirrel being as recent a thing. Yeah, see, like Jordan's saying the same thing, more like Alabama in the 1950s, 1960s. Squirrel and dumplings. Why not? It's meat. What's the difference, I guess? Bird brains were a delicacy? Ew. Oh, funny. James says, my grandpa cleared the retirement condo community of squirrels and rabbits. He eats them all. That's funny. Oh, and Ukraine, what? You eat rabbit? Well, rabbits are more common, but squirrels? You guys eat in Ukraine? That's interesting. I mean, rabbits for sure. I mean, I don't. Mom served rabbit once when we were. I don't know how she got away with it, but mom did serve rabbits once as a kid. I remember because we tried it. We were like, yeah, it's okay. Please don't do this again, but it's okay. You know, squirrels, no. That would have been a line too far. But rabbits, yeah. Misha says no brains, Ashley. So no. Oh, magic helmet. That's right. Oh God, yawning again. Squirrel was common for kids to hunt with a BB gun. That's a little different, though. I mean, we hunted everything with a BB gun. That's you're a kid, right? Very gamey tasting. Yeah. Use it in cabbage rolls. Squirrel, huh? Turtle soup. I did eat turtle soup no, I had like abalone soup, I think it was, in Japan. It was like $70 a bowl, but the Japanese government was paying. It was a trip that they were paying. So I was like, they said, get anything. I was like, anything? I said, okay. I think it was abalone because am I right? Abalone is like very expensive soup in Japan, but it was $70 a bowl. It was fine. It was okay. It wasn't like, wasn't the most amazing thing on the planet, but it was good. Fun to try. Oh, I know I'm yawning again. Sorry, guys. Anyway. I went to Japan. I don't even know now. 1991, 1992, 93, something like that. I forget exactly. Rattlesnake is good. I think we tried rattlesnake. Didn't like that. We tried rattlesnake that we caught once because it was like invading our camp. I don't know. It's funny. I'm willing to try a lot of foods, but at the same time, I think like a lot of that stuff, I'm like, possum and raccoon. Oh man, frog. I probably have tried frog. I'm pretty sure. I lived in France. I think I've tried frog. I don't think I liked it much, but I think I tried it. Again, I also don't like things that are small. It's not fun. Like in Maryland, the state next door, they have these little crabs, like soft shell crab. I think they're soft shell crabs. I forget. No, not the soft shells. What do they call the Maryland crabs? The little ones. And like a meal of these crabs, you have to order 20 of these crabs. I mean, literally. And I I just gave up. I was like, I'm getting a burger later because 20 crabs to break the legs, to break the shells, to get the meat out of them. You went through all this work for a little bit of meat. And I finally was like, I can't do this anymore. It was horrible. So maybe blue shell. I don't know what they were. You basically just get 20 of them because they're really small. It's a very typical Maryland thing to do. Whoever's Maryland will know what I'm talking about. Is it Dungeness? I don't know. But you know what I mean. You go and you get 20 little crabs in front of you and you've got to, but they just take forever to eat. Very hard. Escargot I liked though. Escargot with a pesto garlic sauce. Very good. Very good. Chesapeake Bay, that makes sense because we did it once near Chesapeake Bay as well. Yeah. It just was very difficult. I gave up. I don't want to have to fight with my food that much, Deer meat, venison. I have probably had it, but I don't remember. I've eaten reindeer. Dried reindeer was very good in Alaska, like reindeer jerky, which they call squaw. No, actually, squaw candy was not reindeer. That was salmon jerky, I believe. Salmon jerky was very good too. I'm not a jerky fan, but salmon jerky was good. Reindeer jerky was okay. Reindeer sausage is very good. Tastes like sausage. You'd bring some of that back from Alaska too as gifts and things. But the salmon jerky surprisingly good in Alaska, and you'd get it fresh from like the natives up there. Native Alaskans would bring them back. Like people in my office when I was working for the senator would bring them back. Oh my God. Ooh. Like homemade jerky, salmon jerky from the native community in Alaska. Ooh, so good. Yeah, very good. Anyway, caribou, reindeer. Is caribou reindeer? Are they considered the same big hawk? Maybe. I don't remember, actually. Moose and elk. No, Ash says no. Ashley, who is our font of esoteric knowledge, says they're not the same. Javi agrees. All right. Anyway. They always got blue shell. Maybe it was the blue shell. I don't remember. I just remember 20 of them, and it was far too hard to eat. So, wild boar. Oh, that's funny. Yeah. Yeah, I saw that Don Jr.'s in Greenland. The Greenland government is not meeting with him. They said no Greenland government representatives. They're just, that family is one big troll, you know? I mean, what do you do, you know? In the movie Santa Claus, they're caribou. Caribou's bigger than a reindeer. Okay, lamb meat. Lamb meat's very Oh, yes, of course. You're talking to a Greek here. Lamb meat. I mean, as I get older, I feel bad because, like, I'm kind of like when I met a goat and finally realized how nice goats are, I felt kind of bad because Greeks, we do like goats to eat. But goats were like, they were like little dogs. They were like big dogs, the nicest animals. I mean, and I felt bad. I have not met a lamb. I suspect if I met a lamb, they'd be very sweet as well, like meaning kind, but what do you do? Oh, well. Anyway, what else, guys? What else? Elk hunting? Oh, I feel bad killing elk, though. That I feel bad. I feel like the bigger the animal gets, the more I'm kind of like, I feel like it's just killing to kill, you know? The Queen would disagree with me, or would have disagreed. The goats you've dealt with were mean? Oh, no, Simon. Yeah, my friend in France had a black goat that was a dog. I mean, this thing just started wagging its tail when it met me. And I asked him, I was like, is it friendly? He goes, oh, God, yes. And it's wagging its tail. I'm like, is it actually wagging its tail? He goes, yeah. This thing was a big, friendly dog. It just wanted to love you and rub against you. And oh, my God. Yeah, amazing. Oh, sorry, I'm going to yawn at you again. Roasted baby goat in Spain. Sad, but good. Yeah, a bit sad, but very good. That's the thing. I just feel bad eating these things now. Yeah, these goats really did. This goat acted like a dog. It was the sweetest damn animal you've ever seen. But like a dog that was like ridiculously affectionate dog. I mean, that's the really weird thing. Lutefish, I don't know lutefish. Pigeon, I don't think I've tried pigeon. I don't think so. The French used to eat pigeon, I think, until like the war, World War II, and then they had to eat so much pigeon during World War II that it became very, I think, from what I remember the French saying, it became very like, ugh. Nobody wanted to eat it anymore because it reminded them of the war. Moroccans used to eat pigeon too. I remember the big dish. What's it called? Not the tagine, but the other one, the big pie that traditionally is made with pigeon. We had it in Morocco, but it was made with chicken. I'm forgetting, what's it called again? The Moroccan dish that's a big pie, typically pigeon, really huge, kind of short, like a big container. Dough. It literally is a pie. It's got dough on top. Forgetting what it's called. Is it a pastille or pastilla? Pastilla? Something like that. Or was it a pastille? Not pigeon pie. No, Ashley. I don't remember. Bastilla? I don't want to say maybe pastilla. Castilla. Everyone's coming up with different names now. Okay, two people are saying Bastilla. Okay. Interesting. Okay. Tarte au pigeon? No. Cute though, but no. No. Maybe it was Bastilla. Bastilla. Okay. I didn't remember that. I always thought it was pastilla. Now that you're saying it. I think it's pastilla. I really do. Yeah, I'm going to look here 1 second. Hold on. Pastilla, Moroccan, chicken pastilla. But it's showing a P. Maybe some people spell it with a B. I don't know why you're all spelling it with a B. Online, it's spelled with a P, at least generally speaking, which is what I remember. I don't think it's coming up as a B. Well, it depends, though. It depends. Pastilla, they're calling a seafood pie. Nope, seasoned chicken. Pastilla. Yeah, in Moroccan, it's Bastilla. Except, okay, but why online is it coming up as pastilla? Or Bastilla? It's both. It's both. Yep. This one's saying both. A known dish in the Maghreb, particularly Morocco and Algeria, pastilla or Bastilla, is a savory chicken pie, blah, blah, blah. Yep. And as I recall, typically it would be pigeon, but we were told that they were giving us chicken to be nice. Although I would have eaten pigeon as long as there's no bones. It was very good. It was very good. That's when I remember I had lamb, when I had the tagine, lamb with prunes. That was amazing. Oh my God, in Morocco. Oh, because I never would have thought of eating like prunes with meat, really. Oh my God. Because prunes in general, prunes, but absolutely delicious. Wow. Wow. Anyway, good to yawn, guys. Sorry. Oh, okay, try not to yawn. There we go. That was a stifled yawn. Your neighbor sent her goat to freezer camp. Oh no, no. Dates wrapped in bacon. I don't like those as much. I don't enjoy dates with bacon because of the sweetness is a little weird to me. I've never, and I find the texture, it makes me think I'm eating a cicada or something. I don't know. It just goats. Dates and bacon I've never liked, even though I don't mind dates. Although dates are a weird texture, though. I think that's the problem. Luis, according to our Canadian friends, the change in Canadian politics should not affect Ukraine aid because the Canadian Conservative Party is also pro-Ukraine. We were told, at least we were told that the other day. Thanks, Nick. Yeah, this is one of the cups from my mom's house. My nephew grabbed the rest of them for making drinks, and I grabbed one of them. But I love it. I think it's such a cute little kind of summertime kind of thing. Have I eaten a cicada? No. My dog growing up did. I wouldn't dare touch a cicada. That's what I was told the other day. Are we wrong? The Canadians on here the other day said the Conservatives were pretty pro-Ukraine too. And in Canada, the opposition. Not true, Jaylene? Any other Canadians? That's what they told me. Russophobe says, Russophobe. Ah, cute. I'm going Russophobe. Russophobe. That's cute. That's a cute name. Canada has a big Ukrainian community. You have not heard that. What do the rest of you say? I don't know. They are, but they talk more than they act, meaning they're pro-Ukraine, but they're more talk. Courtney says, I'm Canadian and PP. And PP means what in Canadian? In Canada is pro-Ukrainian. Parti something, I'm guessing. I don't know the name of the party there. Poilievre. Isn't Poilievre the name of the guy? Oh, PP. Okay. I didn't realize he was abbreviated. Okay. So Poilievre or Poilievre. He's okay. So they abbreviate him as PP, the head of the party. Gotcha. Okay. What's the actual party? Is it the Conservative Party or what do they call the party? I thought it was maybe Conservative Party, but maybe I'm wrong. Or it is Conservative that they call it, I mean. Well, his last name's hard to spell right because, it's French, Lièvre. Because I said, what did I say, Levere or whatever I said it'd start with. You don't, in English, you wouldn't think like, or Vièvre. Is Vièvre or Lièvre? It's Lièvre according to Praxis, if that's correct. Yeah, leader of the Conservatives. Canadian version of Trump, that's bad. Although he did come out today and tweet that Canada was not becoming part of the U.S., which I thought was interesting. Kind of a little bit of a diss to Trump. So that was good at least. Oops. A little more. There we go. A little more red. So NDP, Liberals, NDP. And what does NDP stand for? New Democrat or something? Or and are they some party in the middle, basically? PP would be the Trumpers, though, right? Or part of them are Trumpers. New Democrat, are they left of? Oh, NDP are socialists, so they're to the left of Trudeau. Okay, gotcha. Okay, Justin was premier for 10 years. Has it been that long? Right, Bloc Québécois, right. Okay, there I left it. Okay, okay, okay. Interesting. Right. 2015. Okay, yeah, yeah. Who'd you have before? You had that crazy woman. I don't mean crazy, but she was bad apparently for like 6 months or something, didn't you? I don't even remember who the hell else you had. Like I remember Brian Mulrooney, but that goes back to like Reagan. Maybe not Reagan, but well, was he all the way back to Reagan? I mean, what's his face? Trudeau, the father, was back to Reagan. Then I remember Mulrooney. I don't remember Harper vaguely. The woman, she wasn't Harper, was she? No, Harper was longer. There was a guy. I don't remember any of the other Canadian prime ministers, though. It's funny. Kim Campbell, she's the one. Yeah. Chrétien, vaguely. Yeah, thank you, Pam Pam. I'm trying to remember who the. Didn't you guys have it? Was she the British one? No, not the British one. She was the Canadian one. You had a 6-month prime minister. Yeah, she was there for 6 months and got like kicked out. I thought. Am I not right about this? This wasn't Britain because Britain, of course, had what's her face back 50 years ago. Pretty sure about this. Correct me if I'm wrong, but. And she was there for like 6 months and didn't do a very good job. Kim Campbell, she's the one. Yeah. Thatcher, of course, for the Brits. Yeah, she was Canadian. I remember that. Yeah, Mulroney always seemed like a nice guy. Yep, Marie. I mean, who knows? But yeah, Pierre Trudeau, of course. She was a Scaramucci, exactly. She was there for a Scaramucci. AFD is polling well in Germany. That's scary. Truss. Oh, that's right, Liz Truss. What? I'm forgetting what country was that, or was that the Brits? She was there for 3 weeks. I forgot about that. Was she the one that lasted not as long as the head of lettuce? Was that Liz Truss? I don't remember. Was that the one? That's funny, yeah. So that was her. Less than that. It was brilliant. It was such British humor too. It was absolutely brilliant. Trudeau, Stephen Harper, Paul Martin, I don't remember. Jean Chrétien, vaguely remember. Kim Campbell, remember. Theresa May, yes. I'm forgetting whose prime minister she was. Which one was she, though? Whose was she? I don't remember anymore. Was she Britain or was she Canada? She was British? Okay. UK. Okay. Okay. All right. Oop. Anyway, yeah, I don't remember the Canadian leaders very well, obviously. Well, you remember sort of our own leaders or like the really big ones, like, Helmut Kohl was huge, but I was also working politics then. Obviously, what's her face has been huge in Germany until now. Schultz, well known enough. I say what's her face. I'm already forgetting their names. Merkel. Canada's only female prime minister was Kim Campbell. Yeah, that was sad. Thank you, Timothy, for the gift. Keep them coming, guys. What else? Timothy Sheener, thank you. Oh boy, sorry, I'm tired again. Yeah, I just don't follow Canadian politics well enough to know what all the stuff was with Trudeau. I know his popularity has been down, but I just don't. I'm going to sit back again. I just don't follow it enough to really know what or why or whether it's deserved or all of that. Yeah, Elon's on the whole. I don't even know what the story is there. I worry about the TikTok censors getting mad if we discuss it, but this whole child abuse scandal thing in Britain and Elon, but Elon's on it, which means it's probably bullshit to a degree. He doesn't seem to jump on things that actually have much truth to them. But maybe, Mulrooney called the Canadian tax he created GST. France talking about pressing charges against Elon? That would be kind of funny. That would be very funny. Somebody needs to, because the thing is, you could be a billionaire oligarch all you want, but as Elon has found, the rule of law has still not been corrupted in Europe, and like even Brazil, the same thing. I mean, you can throw your money around all you want, but sometimes the money isn't going to buy you the courts. And I really do hope the European courts go after him. They find a way of doing it, Animal Paw. That is the tale of the troll goat. It does look like a little bit of an animal, like a rabbit's foot or something, doesn't it? Yeah. Nope. It's the troll goat. It's the troll goat. It is not the. There we go. We'll put him there. An Animal Paw. No, I do not keep a rabbit paw. Comrade Adenauer. That goes back a bit. Getting involved in French politics, which is illegal. Very interesting. Oh, good. I hope the French go after him. No, I hope he goes because he's arrogant, and his arrogance is going to be the undoing of him, I hope, because he thinks he's invincible, because he's getting away with being an oligarch here in the States. And, you can get away with that with Trump, but I don't know. Good. I hope he does get into trouble. Oh, we know he's whipping up the far right in the UK. He's whipping up the far right in Germany. He's whipping up the far right in Germany. You can't compete with French arrogance. Exactly. Elon cannot compete with French arrogance. He's trying. I like the French. I hope they get him. His donations are technically illegal in the UK as well. I heard about that. I don't know the details. Kai is saying Biden signed a law today making it so medical debt won't show up on your credit card. Interesting. I did not. I thought I heard about it, but didn't really hear any of the details. We did talk about the Gulf of America, Jonathan. Yes. Which I said, it's kind of a cute idea. It's classic Trump, something kind of meaningless, but it sounds kind of fun. We can obviously call it whatever we want, but he's getting involved. Of course, he's getting involved in Canada too. I think she meant credit report, not credit card. Oh, did she say credit card? Okay, I'm sure she meant credit report. I think, or at least I don't know if it was. I didn't see that it was signed. I saw it was being discussed today, but I had not seen that was signed about medical debt. Maybe it was. The freedom price thing. Yeah. Gulf of America. It's like, whatever. Again, he's he's horrible. He's horrible. What do you want? Oh, I am extremely tired. I haven't had a third coffee today. It's not helping. Why the name change? Because he's an idiot. Of course it doesn't make sense. It's just, again, it's a little bit fascist, authoritarian. The motherland, the fatherland, we must make it grow, right? It's just part of this national pride, ego, as Annette said. It's a very sort of fascist playbook kind of thing. We will rename it after us, yes. Just like building the wall, right? Where he didn't do it anyway. He's just going to rename it because it's something he can do. And his people will love it because they love anything. Like they all want Greenland now, all of a sudden. By the way, Google, 53,000 people in Greenland. Didn't know it was that few. I was a bit surprised about that. But yeah, it's stupid. I don't really care. Biden took down his wall. He didn't really build. He only built like 53 miles of new wall anyway. Oh, dragon. Thank you, Annette, for the dragon crown. Thank you. There was another dragon over on TikTok. I'll have to show that if anybody got the picture. I'll have to show that the dragon thing to the YouTube people so they know what I'm talking about next time. He did talk about buying Greenland in his first term. Not really clear what's going on there. I suspect, Trump, somebody crazy gets in his ear. Oh, here we go. Okay, somebody get the picture. All right, somebody get the picture. You can get it to me. Yeah, I don't get what he's doing. I really don't. And I mean, honestly, do people in Greenland not want to get health care? I mean, do people in Greenland, they're just going to ignore you. Martin did. Okay, let me pull up. I'm going to pull up my little my little thing here. I love my country, but for Europeans to become American, granted, Greenland may be less developed, but you got a lot to lose becoming American. Healthcare to start with. I'm going to guess healthcare. Well, again, Greenland being less developed, who knows? But certainly the cost of healthcare, whole other story here. And you're not covered like you are in other countries. You're covered by Obamacare to a degree, but guess what? The Republicans want to get rid of that. So it's like, oh well. Here we go. There it is. Okay, so this is the head I kept telling you guys about for YouTube. That's the dragon head they put on TikTok. And when you turn your face sideways and open your mouth, it spits fire. Actually, maybe not even turning the face sideways. Isn't that funky? The TikTok GIFs are pretty fun. Yeah, actually, yeah. Well, for you guys to see too. There you go. They are pretty fun, the TikTok GIFs, I must say. Oops. Thank you, whoever did that, because I had to turn my face sideways so it could do the flame. I didn't see who actually gave it to me. Oop, let me scroll back. It may show me. Oh, it was Adventures. Thank you, Adventures. And Annette before that. Thank you, guys. Thank you, Mock Star. Okay, yeah, well, I've got it anyway. Thank you, Ash. Yep. Greenland is a NATO member. Yep, as is Denmark. Greenland was one of the original NATO members. I did not know. I saw that in the paper today. Just very, very, it's just screwed up. All right, good night, Dave. Anyway. Oh, I'm going to yawn again. Sorry, guys. Hey, Betsy. I know yawning's bad. Not the most exciting creator to be yawning in your faces. I'm sorry. Is there any other military base there other than Tool for the Americans or anybody else? I don't know. Are there other military base? I guess Denmark must have a military base there, you'd think, if it's a Danish colony of sorts or territory. Hey, Timbo. I don't know. Are there other military bases? I could ask Alexa, but you know her. Alexa, how many military bases are there in Greenland?
I don't know that.
Oh, God, of course you don't. Alexa, what countries have military bases in Greenland? You're such an idiot. Hey, Google, what country has military bases in Greenland?
According to Wikipedia, Pituffik Space Base, Pituffik Space Base, Pituffik Bidufik, Greenlandic Pituffik, IATA, 2, ICAO, BGTL, formerly and perhaps better known as Thule Air Base, Thule or Thule, is a United States Space Force base located on the northwest coast of Greenland.
Right, Thule. What the hell was it saying before that? It was like 30 seconds of Greenlandish or something. What the hell was that? It was like that was just bizarre. Wow. Okay, a little weird. Anyway, I don't know what that was, or I don't know what the hell that was. That was very weird. I don't know if you guys could hear that entirely. Anyway, so the U.S. base, that's the only one? Huh. I don't know. Oh, hey, Harvey. Good to see you over there on YouTube as I yawn at everybody rudely. ChatGPT says only one base. Okay. Huh. U.S. space base. I thought that was interesting. Denmark allowed the USA to have a base there. Yeah. Missiles from the UN there too. The UN doesn't have missiles. What do you mean missiles? Missiles from the UN? What does that mean? I'm sure that's true, Andy. Andy says, I wonder if Trump thinks Greenland is bigger than it is because it's stretched out on a world map. Oh, I'm sure. I'm sure. That's probably a given. It's this big, you know. Who is we? Is it Canada or who? CCNK? We have stations there, 2 dog sleds. Is it Canadians or who? I know. I was going to say that the Danes ought to tell the Americans to go screw themselves. Hi, what you doing? Hello. Sasha's making an appearance on YouTube. A little bit of a whine there too. Hello. Hi. Yeah. We did go up briefly today. The weather's kind of cold and blowy and snow and salt everywhere. So that was not a very productive walk we had at all. Strong wind. She looked at me and turned around and went home. I was like, I don't blame you. I don't like this weather either. So, and then we played in the hall for a few minutes with her friend Brutus. So that was good. Her little Yorkie friend. So that was something at least. You want more water? I'll bet you do. You can wait a little bit. Hey, Solak in New Hampshire. Oh, Richmond's having a boil water advisory? Oh, that's no fun. Is that from the snow or what? Huh, Richmond, Virginia. Yeah, boiled water. Oh, Sasha wants a touch of water. Let me give her a touch of water. One moment. All right, you. One moment. Okay, a little bit here. All right, here. There you go. Okay. And I even had an allergy pill, and my allergies are still like, ooh. I can tell my nose too. Since yesterday? Oh, wow. Oh, the power to their water plant went out, but because of the storm, I'm guessing. Wow. A 25-year boil water advisory? Where are you, in Michigan? Weird. Very weird. What else? They're making a blanket and about to run out of yarn. That'd be fun to know how to make a blanket, I would think. Assuming it looks okay. I mean, meaning I wouldn't want to make one if I didn't know how to make one look good. But it'd be kind of fun to get people gifts. It'd be like are you like the Weasleys in Harry Potter? Like everybody in Danny's house gets a scarf and a sweater for Christmas every year. Is that the way it works? Up. Hold on. Sasha wanted to run outside, which means when she comes back, I've got to clean her feet. Miss Demanding here. She's exploring. I actually cut her a little path outside, so now she can walk around and explore. I got out there with a broom and shoveled with a broom, which is the best you can do. It's a heavy snow. You know, she's like, I cut her the path about 2 hours ago. She's liking the path, walking back and forth, sniffing, looking for wood. No wood. Ha ha. I picked up the wood the other day, finally. So she's out there looking for wood and can't get any. Ha ha. Ha ha. But at least now when she comes in, her feet aren't pure snow, which was like making a mess of my. Is she coming in now? Let's see. Maybe. Okay. Come here. Come. All right. Stay here. I know. Well, stay there. Let's get your paws. 1, 2, 3. One more. 4. Okay. Go. All right. There we go. All right. That's good for the moment. From all her hat and scarf making, was it? Your mom knits blankets with scrap yarn. We've got some blankets from my grandmother that are very cool. They were from her. I think I told you guys this. They were from her dowry. I think I showed you when I was in Chicago. I've got one in my room. But she made them as part of her dowry in Greece in the 1920s, and they're really nice. They're really nice warm blankets. They're a little scratchy, but they're really nice. And we had like extra ones, and we couldn't, like, none of our cousins wanted it. We were like, how do you not want grandma's dowry blanket? So finally we had them ask their kids, and one of the cousins' kids wanted it. So we're like, okay, because we weren't going to get rid of them. I mean, they're grandma's blankets, but they're very cool. I think they're neat. The dog's birthday should be a new story of its own. Sasha's birthday is around January 20th, which is Martin Luther King Day. She will be 15 officially. Well, I think it is wool because one of them was less scratchy, but they're still very cool. Yeah, I mean, exactly. It's a blanket. Actually, what the hell? You know me. I've got to show you stuff. I've shown you before, but I'll show you anyway. Hold on. It's in my closet. But it's a very nice blanket. One moment. There it is. Here's the grandma blanket. And I, of course, love it because it's red, and everybody knows how much I like red. But isn't it pretty? It's a nice, and it's a very pretty red. Great shape. Again, 1920s, which is so cool, you know. But it's a nice, but it is a little scratchy, which has got to be the wool, you know. And it's of course 2 lengths, which means the pattern was one, you know, whatever it is, like, I don't know, 2.5 feet, 3 feet across, whatever. That's the crazy thing is I know it does look new, doesn't it? Now, this one, I don't know if it got it. A lot of them got some water damage, you know, just sitting inside whatever they were in. I don't know if this one got water damage as well. I don't think it did. Some of the other ones sadly did. The tablecloth is remaining with my sister for now, since we can't figure out what the hell to do with it. But it is nice though. It's a nice the back. Hold on. Oop. All right, this is the one side, and then the back. The back is the same, I think. Yeah, isn't that the same? It's the same on both sides, I think. I think that's the same. Oops. Yeah, it looks the same to me on both sides. I think so. Oop. Yeah, it's really nice. And I, you know, again, it's grandma's. I mean, how cool is that? Scratchy, but very warm. Like if it really gets cold in the room, I'll throw that on the bed. I don't really need it too much. Is it reversed? Yeah, but it's finished on both sides, so to speak. Yeah, I know it does look new, doesn't it? Yeah, 1920s from her dowry, which is kind of funky. So I think it's very cool. Yeah, volunteer take the tablecloth. Yeah, we weren't going to do that. There was not a boil water advisory in Richmond, Kentucky. Oh, okay. Exactly. I'm hot enough. It is in good shape. Well, all of them were in good shape. They were stored forever, and then somehow water got in where they were stored, and a bunch of them have got like water stains on them, which we haven't quite figured out how to get rid of. Hello. She's back. See, you guys can see. For you all, she's back. I'm getting looked at. All right, that's it. Go to there. You go. Hi. I'm not going to pick you up. I'm just petting you. Relax. Oh, that's funny. Joshua says wool needs to be used to get rid of the itchiness. Oh, that's interesting. You know, it's funny. One of them is kind of soft, and we thought she used a different material, but maybe it's just that it got used more. That's possible. They're very warm. I mean, it's a very warm blanket. It really is. It's the kind of thing you'd put on a, actually another neat one we've got is I've got another blanket that was made by my grandmother's sister in Greece. And that one's neat because we've got the picture. We've got the picture of my grandmother's sister in Greece sitting on the donkey, or either sitting on or next to the donkey. And they're using the blanket as a saddle on the donkey in Greece in like 1940s. I'm trying to think, maybe 1945, 1950. It's very cool. Maybe 1950. Actually, I should look. Maybe 1950. I've got to look at the picture again and see. But it's neat. Like and I've got the blanket, so it's kind of neat to have the blanket in the photo. Very Antiques Roadshow that way, you know. Again, just to keep it for the family. You know, my nieces and nephews will get it when I go. I've got to write everything down, though, so people remember what they are. You know? Didn't I volunteer to take? Oh, didn't you volunteer to take the tablecloth? Exactly, Gunther. Very nice of you. So, anyway. Bamboo. Oh, is bamboo another one that's like scratchy until it gets used? I did not know that. Is that true? Fabric softener? I wouldn't dare wash this thing to start with, probably. Antiques Roadshow is fun, I know. Yeah, I wouldn't dare. I think it doesn't need to be. That's another thing. Like I kind of a little nervous about Sasha getting on it on the bed. You know, if she dirtied it, I'd kill her. But you know, anyway, what else, guys? Wool is dry clean only, and I'd be terrified anyway about giving it to a dry cleaner. I'm still trying to figure out, like I said, like some of them that have got the water spots. If there's anything we can do about it, I don't know. You know, I was going to call. I keep meaning I was going to call the Smithsonian and ask. Except mine, I don't know whether mine has a water spot or not. It may, although because it's dark, it's harder. Because it's the dark red, it's harder to see. I think it blends in more. Pretty much all of them have got a water spot on them or not, or you know. You have to kind of look for it, which is the good part, but still annoying that they've got that spot. You use an Addy? What is that? But yeah, I'd be a little afraid for dry cleaning in general, you know? Spot cleaning, yeah. Again, I don't think I want to touch it. Because also, who knows if it's, oh, you know, you did look at all the blankets, because remember, you guys were all trying to convince me the green one was arsenic. And I think Gunther or somebody else Googled and found out that like they used arsenic like 30 years before, or hadn't used it for 30 or 40 years. So it probably was okay. Addy knitting machine, German contraption. Ah, okay. Interesting. Anyway. So yes, I think this weekend the tree will come down. We'll see. I still like having it up. It goes on with my lights every morning. I tell Google good morning and it turns all the lights on. The Christmas tree goes on. It's very pretty. Makes me happy. 2 Russian ships are circling the ocean between Denmark and Sweden. They ought to sink them if they do anything. But NATO's there keeping an eye on them, at least for now, which is good. So that is good. Anything else, guys? Just got a notification about the Russian ships. Well, it's getting towards that hour. We may want to call it quits. Tuesday. Yeah, okay. We're supposed to get some snow this weekend as well, although now they're saying it's not supposed to be as big as they were thinking. You leave the Christmas tree up all year and light it. Do you really, though? I was telling folks, I went to a party at somebody's house years ago, and they had a Christmas room, and the room is always decorated for Christmas, and they just leave everything up. And I thought it was the neatest. It was just I was like, oh, this is the coolest thing, especially for a party, because the party, everyone would walk through the house and go, oh my, it was very cool. Yeah. So that was neat. But I don't have a big enough apartment to have a Christmas room. Otherwise I would leave the tree. It would be fun to have the tree up. People go, you have a Christmas tree in July? Yeah. I like it, you know, with their basements. Yeah. I think it's a neat idea. Keeps the tree up all year and changes the lights for each holiday. Oh, that's kind of fun. Now that's kind of fun. I like that. So like for Halloween, you put black or blue or black and orange, maybe a freedom tree. Yeah. A Gulf of America tree. Thank you, Larissa. No, I do. I think it's a neat idea. I'm not going to do it because people will make fun of me and think I'm crazy. Well, I told you, I want to leave like my ornaments. There's 3 of these and they're a good, you guys can see them up there. They're like those things. I forget if they're 3.5 feet tall. There's 3 of them, the ornaments, and they're just gigantic. I mean, a good, like, I think 3.5 feet, maybe, really big. So basically like a meter or a little bit more than a meter. Very cool. I love them. But nonetheless, you're ready to become the 51st state. Are you Canada? Are you Denmark? Are you the Panama Canal? Like, you know, nowadays, somebody in the comments was saying something about that. And I was like, sadly, that doesn't help narrow down where you're from. Since nowadays saying, oh, ready to be the 51st state. Just get ready to lose your health care. I know you guys complain in Canada that your health care is rationed. Wait until you pay American prices for it. Ha, ha, ha. Not going to be fun. I did hear, hello, I heard that. Somebody's making sad noises. Hello. Oops, there she is. Somebody's wanting a little bit. The problem is, of course, she's going to want to play and then not play. She's doing her let's play ball. And then I throw the ball and she looks at me and I'm like, okay, really? She wants to play with the neighbors. Was it you, Frank? Yeah, somebody had said in the comments, and I was like, I don't know where you're from. You could be Canadian, you could be Denmark, you could be Greenland. With Trump's comments, God only knows. Yeah, the ones all the cool lights you can change now. Yeah, pink and red for Valentine's Day. Oh, that's funny. That is cute. I like that. Puerto Rico should be first. Republicans won't do it because it would be Democratic, of course. Of course. I know. She gets very, she's climbing into bed now. Okay. She's climbing into bed again. She does get a little annoyed with me, but what do you do? Yeah, I did see the fire in California. Nasty. We're seeing videos of it online. Yeah, very bad. Very, very bad. Anyway. Deep. All right, guys. Well, I say we call it quits. We're almost at an hour and a half. Gulf of the Americas. God. We should also rename New Mexico to New America. New America. I could see Trump doing that to them and then being like, no, yes, that is your name now. Anyway, yes, very sad state of affairs. All right, guys, have a very good evening. I will be back tomorrow, 6 o'clock Eastern US. As always, we'll talk about the latest news from Ukraine, blah, blah, blah. You know the story, the rest of the news. But otherwise, have a very good evening, everybody. Thank you for spending your evening with me. Thank you for your gifts. And I will see you all again tomorrow night, 6 o'clock Eastern. All right? Thanks, 912. Appreciate it. See you guys. Have a good night on YouTube. Oops. And TikTok. You're next. I always like to wait a second for it to catch up here. Oops. All right. Boom. You all.